Hello. Today I'm going to be explaining one of the lessons from the blended learning unit that I have created. So for my choices, my SMART goal is to empower my students with blended learning, customized coursework, and the self-confidence that comes from being independent. So my blended learning choice is the rotation model. The content area that I'll be teaching is history, and the grade level would be third grade elementary. So whenever I reviewed the history website last week, I became inspired. So I decided to teach a history lesson. My school district doesn't really emphasize history until about fourth grade. So this would be an interesting change for the students. My lesson would be about the 5 writers of the Revolutionary War. So these 5 people helped save lives and protect the dream of a free America. One of the reasons that I chose this is that one of these 5 writers is a woman. So for each station, to begin, I gathered the entire class together to explain the assignment first. The goal would be to learn about the 5 writers, who they were, what they did, and how they made a difference. Every student will be given a folder to fill with their notes and their research. So the computer station, it will be used for research, including printouts. The art area, the artistic station area, it will have maps showing the areas that the writers covered and examples for the students to understand the distances. Each group, they would have their own set of maps to take with them. The kidney table, that will be used for discussions to talk about the writers, who they were, what they accomplished, and how they became famous. So the shelves and reading area will include books and items related to the Revolutionary War, plus writings about the writers the students can enjoy. The projector, that will include some video footage that is specially selected for this topic. I'll make sure that I find something that's age appropriate. For the teacher-led instruction, it will be a place where students can report their findings and explain what they've learned. It will be both as a starting and an ending point for the research teams. As the rotations occur, the team will revisit stations to continue their investigation. When the lesson is over, each student will have a folder full of research notes, printouts, maps, and information that they can share with their classmates and at home with their families. I would be prepared to teach my lesson, printing out a diagram of the classroom for the students to review in advance as part of my welcome message so they would know what each area was for and what they would be doing in each area. Each area would also have a large printed label on it so that the students would know where they are going, so they would know which area to go to for that specific part of the lesson. I would also add color codes to the zones that the students could associate the color with that station. And then I would also have some troubleshooting tips set up at each station so they would know what to do in case they had any problems with anything. So communication is very important, and all students will have opportunities to be heard through group discussions and teacher-led instruction. If anyone has a question, I will have one student from each group assigned to help if I am not immediately available. So like peer tutoring or peer help, help with other students. Volume levels and interactions will be respectful because I will have set my expectations of student behavior prior to the lesson and reinforce it as needed. The accessibility options will be available for all students. To see how the lesson was perceived by the students, I would have open feedback after it was done, what they liked, what they didn't like about it, which they would have wanted, maybe something else they wanted to learn that they didn't get to learn. Thank you for your time to review my plan.